Hello again. This raw chocolate brownie or bliss ball must be one of the simplest recipes around. It's fabulous. If you've made almond milk, which I've shown on a previous video, you've got almond pulp left over. What to do with it? Well, there's lots of uses, but this has got to be one of the simplest ever. So you'll find it on the cookie dough, you'll find it under raw chocolate brownies. Really, this is a recipe which is your base. These are your base ingredients. There's only three. There's dates, and there's a little bit of vanilla essence, or you can mix it up with whatever you want. But my issue that I want to raise is that these cookie dough recipes so often are just the base. So you do it to your taste. And on this one, if you want crunch inside, then, put some more almonds or roughly chopped, not to the ground almond stage, or hazelnuts. You know that tip on hazelnuts? Do you know that if you don't normally buy them shelled, so you roast them and then put them in a clean tea towel and then just rub them, and the skins just come off. And then you've got shelled hazelnuts. Really, really easy. So I'm just going to do a little bit, because I've made this before and it was delicious just as is. But I'm actually I love chocolate and orange. So what I'm going to do before I start this recipe, I want to remind you, if you start cooking and then there's something you want to do at the start before you start the main recipe, or even in between, you just go into the home one. Your recipe is then saved on the green bookmark there, and then you carry on with what you want to do. So what I want to do is I want to actually finely grind some orange rind for the taste through the orange to come out a bit more. And you can definitely taste the dates, there's so many in them. So I'm just going to push this round to 9 and drop in this. I can hear and I can see. And in practice, of course, it's as long as you don't get that white pith on any of your citrus fruits, you're not going to get any bitterness at all. So there we are. We've got our orange rind. So that's all done. And now we can proceed with the recipe, which is, back to the bookmark, 190 grams of almond pulp. I might just do a bit more. I've just realised it's not measuring. Okay, well that's a good one for the video. If you want your scales in between times, you get your scales. I haven't actually I'm going to kind of judge it. I think I've got about 30 grams worth in there. So 100 put about 200 in, there we go. And then back to the recipe, it's now 190, I've definitely got a bit over, but that's absolutely fine. And then next, and then I've got, this is about 10 or 11 medjool dates. Okay, I think I put 11 in there. And then unsweetened cocoa powder. What I would recommend is absolutely make sure that you've got, whatever you're buying on the cocoa powder front is 100% cocoa powder. It really does make a difference. I buy the Calibo when I'm buying the little calettes. I buy it online, but of course Boneville cocoa powder is what's on the supermarket shelf. So it's unsweetened. It goes in there like that. And then next, half a teaspoonful of fine sea salt, which I can't actually get in the shops at the moment. The fine sea salt. And then a flavouring of your choice. You know my vanilla, it's my own pods that after they've been scraped, I've got them in here covered with vodka, and they're then doing their stuff, because you can see, can't you? You can see all the bits, all the little bits of vanilla seed. So it's the best vanilla essence extract you'll ever have. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add, I made some the TM version of Nutella the other month, and it's still sitting in the fridge. So actually what I'm going to do is add a spoonful of that. If you haven't tried the TM version of Nutella, and it's so good, and if you are doing a chocolate cake and want to put something in the middle, or just obviously that doesn't look spreadable at the moment, but mine is kept in a jar in the fridge for longer life, and it's a wonderful, wonderful mid chocolate cake, or indeed any kind of cake, an orange cake or whatever. A couple of seconds in the microwave will loosen it up. So all we're going to do now, 15 seconds, speed 10. And 15 seconds, you've got a lovely, it's lovely because it actually will go in a spoon, or just with your hands, it will roll, as I'll show you later on the picture. Clearly, if you wanted to add some texture into that, as I said, with nuts, then this is the time you would have roughly chopped them and stir them through and give that a bit of texture. It doesn't have to be nuts, it could be raisins, it could be any dried fruit. In fact, you may wish to, I liked always to soak my dried fruit. It just, I don't know, it just releases something and makes it a little bit tastier. So let's get rolling, and I'll show you the finished result. Okay, so I've done a bit of measuring out. If you're a perfectionist, you probably want them to be even sized. If you want to keep your hands, well, I'm not sure if it keeps them totally clean, you might want to use a little mini scoop. It makes it dead easy. And the other thing it does is if the kids want to get involved, then it's great. You know, a couple of those, a bit like an ice cream, it's a mini ice cream scoop. And if you want to do anything like, I mean, it's cocoa coating can be a bit messy, but coconut is lovely, and the flavour is really nice, so it's dead easy. Put some on your mat and roll the coconut. This is actually raw coconut that I've shredded, so not the desiccated, which has got stuff added. And buy the raw coconut, it's in kind of bigger chunks, and just grind it down in the Thermomix. So it'll take a couple of seconds. So that tends to be what I do. And these look lovely, don't they? So you're going to have quite a few. Obviously, I had a little bit more recipe-wise, more of the pulp. Scale it up. I mean, I wouldn't bother scaling it down because I know how yummy these are. They keep in the fridge, so no real reason to make a lower quantity. Apart from anything else, the pulp doesn't actually keep for all that long. I think it's about 4 or 5 days. I'd check up on that. It's about 4 or 5 days. And your almond milk, of course, you're going to have to use, you know, reasonably quickly. So anyway, please have fun with these. If you do any variations that you absolutely love, let me know, and I'll give you a mention. Thank you very much for watching. It's always fun to share some great Thermomix recipes. Have a great day.